Hey now, East Coast Gullwings. What's up, everyone? Well, it is Thursday night. I don't know, it's like around 9:30, 10 o'clock. I decided to make a fucking video for you. So here we are. Here's your video. All right. Well, this week we're buzzing along. What we did this week was the door was finished. Bodywork on the outside of the door is finished. I still got to do the inside of the door, which isn't much. Just scuff it down, any imperfections, fix them, and then just put the epoxy primer on the inside, and that's ready to roll. Reason I wanted the door finished was because my buddy Dennis, that is doing all the machine work on this car for the door handles, the hinges, anything that I need to have made, he's the guy that's doing it. So shout out to Dennis. All right, so I actually brought the door. He just brought it back tonight, actually, and it's just sitting on here. It's not mounted. The hinges aren't mounted, so I can't open it. But he did shave the door latch for me, flush with the body. So that's done. What else? Oh, and yeah, here I made a big gaping hole in my car today, which was not nerve-wracking at all. But had to be done. The only thing I can say is that the other option was to use one of these, which I could have drilled on the bottom and tapped it with a little machine screw and put them all down the side, which would have looked okay, but it wouldn't look like that. So that's the difference between a car getting a lot of money and a car getting a decent amount of money. So that's what we're after. We're after top quality work at Big Al's garage. But that's the way. I'm just trying to do everything right. You guys know that by now. I did give this whole cowl grill to Dennis. He put everything in his computer, so it's all in his he has a file. I don't know how to explain it, but it's in his computer, and if he wants to make them, he can fucking make them. That's all I know. That's where my knowledge of what he does stops. But what he's gonna do with this, this is pretty much functional. If you look at these little, there's a 1/4-20 rod that goes through all of them, all right? And the only issue that I don't like with this setup is that these, let me zoom in a little bit here. Okay. These pieces are anodized aluminum, which, they work, but you see how they're zigzagged? So they're not the exact ID of the 1/4-20 rod. They're just a little sloppy. So they just kind of flop around. Yeah, I can go and set them all, but really, it's just, it is what it is. Not complaining, because you guys know whatever we could find for these cars is pretty much a Hail Mary. So what we're doing is he's got a piece of 1/4-inch aluminum rod, no threads, and then the pieces that he has in the middle are going to be the same aluminum. That will all be buffed out and polished, and they're 1/4-inch ID, like the threaded rod, not the threaded, the aluminum rod is going to be a 1/4-inch OD, so it's going to slide right over with no slop, and it'll be straight, and it'll all be polished, and it will look fantastic. So, get my finger out of there for you guys. So anyway, so that's what we did. We cut a hole in the fucking car. The only thing I had to do was I had a 3/4-inch square tube glued underneath this. Let me scoot back out here. Hold on. So what I had to do was I had to cut some of it. It's really not a structural support. It was more or less a structural support when I was working on the car, that when it didn't have a firewall in it. So, but I also have one glued to the back side also, going all the way across underneath the windshield. So it's not a big deal. And look how thick that fiberglass. I made the fiberglass on the cowl extra thick. It's like 3/8 of an inch, because I knew I wanted to have extra support in there. So I will basically make a box out of fiberglass. I'm gonna lay out tomorrow some, I think 1.5 ounces, I think it is. Yeah, 1.5 ounces fiberglass. Just put it on a piece of Formica, lay it out, and then I'll have a sheet after it sets. and then I will just basically hot glue it on the inside, and then on the outside I will fiberglass it all up, set it in there, and then it will be epoxied along the side here. And I could probably even put some screws to hold it while the epoxy dries, and then just do a little body work, feather it in, and it'll pretty much be good to go. And I did leave a little extra room in here, as you could tell, so that when I do put the fiberglass on the sides, there it is, it will, there's plenty of room. So I kind of, like I said, I try to keep at least 2 steps ahead of myself. Not easy a lot of times. And I had to put the wiper arms in, or the wiper sweeps, or whatever you want to call them, in here to make sure I had enough room, and I do. Of course, I didn't think about that until after I cut the hole, but we do have room. I knew it was going to be there, but I thought it was going to be a lot farther away, so I just had to double check. So that's pretty much where we are today, everyone. Plan is to take both doors, the hood and the trunk. Of course, I got to do one more sand on all of them. Everything's just in primer. Actually, this door has to be sanded and then primed again with the sandable epoxy primer, and then it's ready to paint. So I do have a garage in town, a paint and body shop that's going to let me use their spray booth. So that's a win-win. I mean, for me to have to paint in here, I'd have to do a complete douching out. It would probably take me a week to clean the garage just to be able to paint, or I'd have to buy one of those portable paint booths, which I've seen they've come down very much in price. I've seen them as low as like $700 now for one of those portable spray booths that you set up outside. But that's something that I don't really need. And so we were gonna take that and the hood, the trunk, and the 2 doors, paint those, bring them back here, and then take the body out there and paint the body, and then it's assembly time. So hopefully I'm gonna be generous and say at the end of the month, at the end of next month, end of September, this thing should be painted. So you heard it here first. So hopefully that will be the situation. All right, we're going on 7 minutes and 34 seconds here. You guys don't want to fucking hear me anymore. Everyone, have a good night. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and don't forget to go on 300SL Gullwing Replica Builders on Facebook. That's my Facebook forum. Anything 300SL Gullwing Replicas, that's where you want to find it. All right, everyone. Chow mein, like and subscribe. Later.